Hello and welcome. My name is Errity Green and this is Wise Woman Television. Today I am dishing up some spiritual truth tea on current events, things that are happening on the world stage, and I offer a more spiritual, grounded spiritual perspective as to what is happening. And today we are focusing on the pandemic, the sea crisis, what is happening in the year of 2020. I first encourage you to like and subscribe. Liking ensures that other people see this video and that this channel gets greater viewership. And then subscribing ensures your commitment to yourself. That way, every time a notification pops up, you can return to your own commitment to yourself and to your own path. So talking about the pandemic, the most important thing to remember with what is happening right now is to stay focused. Focus on your own life, what is happening in your own present moment, and your own individual healing and clearing that is happening. Because what is happening right now is a great opportunity for healing for everyone. Not everyone will take that, but you have the opportunity to heal massive, massive amounts of old BS, for lack of a better term, stuff that you no longer want to harbor, you no longer want to carry, that your lineage, that generations before you had passed on, that you have now inherited, old conditioning, patterns of behavior and thought and feelings, paradigms, the way you view the world, experience and perceive the world, the way that you see things, your expectations and assumptions, these belief systems, what you value. So this can get really deep. But at the end of the day, we're being offered the opportunity to clear out a lot of the old shit and to step into the new shit. That's what the summer of 2020 or the year of 2020 is about. Clearing out the old shit, stepping into the new shit. And that takes us, it requires of us an ability to focus on none of the bullshit. Okay? So we have to stay focused. We have to give ourselves that focus because there are going to be a lot of potential detours, distractions. There's a lot of noise out there. Stay focused in our own lane, as they say, but walking the path of our own life to what's present to us in this moment and what we are trying to create within the greater noise. Because there's the collective reality and there is individual reality. And not all the time do those have to be enmeshed. You can live your own reality with the collective reality on the periphery, right? In the world, but not of the world. You get to decide how your life goes from here. You get to decide and create that certainty within this experience of uncertainty. And that's precisely what is happening right now. It's a global reset, shift, awakening of consciousness. We can use all of these terms, a spiritual awakening. We don't have to use those terms. But what I want you to recognize is you have an incredible opportunity right now, a powerful opportunity to liberate yourself of so much old gunk and stuff and junk that holds you back, that limits you, that isn't real and true for you anymore, that doesn't serve your true dreams, your desires, your greater destiny, because each of us have a greater destiny. Each of us have a calling and mission that is true for us, that is meant to be actualized, that is part of our commitment spiritually. That happens, well, now. That's, if it didn't already happen, it's happening now, and you have another opportunity. This is such an incredible catalyst to bring you into alignment with that calling, with that path, and it requires you to let go a lot of those old roles, old identities, old ways of perceiving the world, so on and so forth, as we already mentioned. Now, we don't have to go searching for that healing, right? What happens is we live our lives, we stay focused, we have the light at the end of the tunnel, we know what we're moving toward, we give ourselves that focus with a goal, with a greater vision, with a purpose, or moving towards something. And life will bring up for us in the present moment what it is that needs to be shifted. Someone will say something, a post will come up on social media, there will be a conversation, or we'll, in the quietness of our own lives or in the great noise of our own lives because we got triggered, we will see what it is that needs to shift in our lives. We will be able to then recognize, oh, there's a trigger happening here, or oh gosh, that sounds familiar, I've been thinking about that. That's going to happen, and then we have the opportunity to reflect and gain a greater awareness. Oh, that isn't how I want to live my life. Or, oh, that's not really true for me. Or, oh, you know what? I might actually change my mind on that, whatever it is. Or, you know what? I still feel like shit. And it's been years or months or weeks and I'm ready to not feel like shit. I'm going to start clearing out this old stuff, processing my emotions in real time, allowing myself to feel, getting the support to be able to feel, to be able to heal. If that's a part of your path, you need the support, someone to hold that space for you, then do that. But we are being given this incredible opportunity to look at our old stuff, to let it go if it no longer serves us or is in alignment. Essentially, if it's not who we really are and what we really want, it can go. And then we're seeing that collectively on the world stage. We're seeing the bigger version, the macro version, the global version of that. Old systems and structures we no longer agree with. World leaders and people in power that we no longer agree or align with. Laws and policies and customs and norms that we no longer agree with. Paradigms of thought, ways of being, ways of living, ways of doing that we no longer agree with. We're seeing, wait a second, all of the stuff we've been doing, and we were kind of in this rote behaving of it, just going on the wheel, right? We're on the hamster wheel, and now the hamster wheel stopped, and now we're able to look at this and be like, is this what we really want for ourselves? And some of it you will. You'll say, oh, I want that. I really like this piece of that life, and I like this, but I don't love it all. That can go. And we have the power, the creatorship, the ability to make a change and to only live in alignment with the pieces that we want. We don't have to live in the old ways, the old systems, the old structures. So we begin in our own lives to live true to who we are and what we want, stated very simply, which may require some greater clearing of old belief systems and thought patterns and behavioral and emotional responses. A lot of that is conditioning from your past, which you can do this on your own with a therapist, with a coach. You can do this with an energy or esoteric worker. There are a lot of options for getting the support to facilitate that clearing, although you can do it on your own and life will support that to ensure your greater calling, to ensure your greater healing and releasing. That is possible too. But we're going to stay focused. We stay focused on our own lives. Whatever is relevant for us to clear, to heal, to release, to know, to become aware of, to change, to make a new choice, it will come into our lives on its own. And if we just stay focused and live true to ourselves, we can do that. We can stay focused and we won't get distracted by all of the noise and all the things that are happening on the world stage that are not irrelevant. However, they're just informing us for our own process and for our own healing and for our own journey. And as we each attune and attend to this, the greater collective vision and experience will change. If we all say we no longer agree with old paradigms like the traditional patriarchy, right, where women are objectified or exploited or only valued for a particular reason, or children are only valued or meant to be seen and not heard, right? Some of these old traditional mentalities, we no longer align with that. Racism, misogyny, sexism, we no longer align with that. I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you don't align with those things. Maybe it's capitalism that's founded in materialism and you don't align with that. Whatever that is, we are being given the opportunity right now to decide what it is we want and what we do desire to align with, and then start making those choices and living that life. So that's the job, that's the work, that's what we're being called to do. The world stage is going to change as we heal and clear. And if we can remember that all these things that are triggering on the world stage is really an opportunity for us to reflect on ourselves. Now, sometimes that means we have to set some boundaries, and if so-and-so is being disrespectful or not treating me appropriately, it doesn't mean that, oh, I just go do my own reflection work and they get to continue to treat me like dog shit. No, that means that you set the boundary, they have a clear exit out of your life or out of this interaction, and then you get to do your own reflection and your awareness work where you become aware of what it is that is triggering you. Why is it triggering you? Likely because of something in the past. There's a deeper hurt there, a deeper wounding, a deeper root. And then once you become aware of it generally, that can clear, or you can set the intention for it to clear. Or if you believe in it, your guides, your angels, or higher power can support you to clear. It will clear, and oftentimes awareness alone supports that facilitation. So great healing and clearing happening. Stay true to your path and to your own vision. Don't let any of the noise and distractions get in the way of what is real and true for you right now. There's a lot of noise. You need to remain convicted in yourself, in your truth, on your path, in your highest self. Conviction is needed at this time, and recognize there is an awakening, a resurgence, a new birth, a renewal that's happening that is supporting a greater unfolding for all of us individually and collectively. We have to trust that all of this is in motion and all of it is happening for us. A lot of people say, well, how can I trust that if it looks so bad? Well, what choice have you got? You can either trust it or not trust it. Not trusting it doesn't feel very good, and it doesn't really help me or support me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to choose to trust that it's good for me, and lucky for me, I'm a masterful creator and co-creator myself, so I get to decide how this goes for me and how this is going to look for me and how it's going to inform and support my life from here. I get to decide that. And it doesn't mean that these greater things don't affect us, but we always have the choice as to how we respond to it. And there is something greater coming through if we commit to our own healing, like I was saying, which is really just getting into alignment with who we really are and what we really want. If we commit to our own healing and we actually take the steps that we are inspired to take. If we are inspired to move, to go into a new occupation, to start a business, to launch a product or service, to say the thing, to do the thing, to make the commitment, to send the call, to make the text, whatever that is, we have to take action on those particular things so that this greater vision does unfold, so that the pandemic becomes the great blessing and catalyst that it was meant to become. We are being served something, a blessing, a gift on a silver platter, and so many people were like, oh, I can't, I won't, I don't, I'm scared of it. I encourage you to do some work on that too. Where are you scared? Why are you scared? Where does that come from? Clear that. Why not become fearless and invincible? And I don't mean in a way that's narcissistic and hedonistic and careless, or ruthless, but why not become fearless and be able to live uninhibited and become your most freest embodied expression of your true self? Why not? So go into that fear. Why are you scared? Release that if you can. Get the support to release that so you can live unapologetically and fiercely in the path and the truth of who you are, because that's what's going to bring about your freedom, your fulfillment, your greater vision and destiny, bring about and manifest all those desires you have for yourself. And at the greater level, the global level, it's going to support the greater calling and vision to unfold for all of us. So this is happening for one and for all. We have a great healing and clearing happening right now. A lot of subconscious stuff is coming up to the surface so that we can look at it, decide if we want it, and go the opposite direction if we don't. We're being given the opportunity to begin to create anew in our own lives and to begin to build the foundation, the brick and mortar of the new world. And that's going to be with other people, with like-minded, like-hearted people, creating communities that can do this work alongside us and with us. Might start virtually for a lot of us right now, considering the circumstances, but then builds to something that's more feet in the ground, hands in the dirt later. But we are being called to take those actions in our own life now to be able to rebuild and start again and essentially create a new trajectory for ourselves that's aligned with a greater vision, calling, and destiny. And then we kind of match up and meet up with other people who are also aligned with that vision, and we begin to build the new world, the new earth together. That is the purpose for the pandemic. That is what you are meant to do. So stay focused on the light, give yourself some focus. If you need the support, get the support. Allow this clearing and releasing to happen so you can become aware of this old shit, let it go, and build the new. Trust yourself, stand convicted in your path. Recognize that there is some new birth happening, there is goodness coming, that this is in fact a blessing, and recognize that there is a greater unfolding and purpose for all of us as well. So with that, I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope this resonates.